Hello everyone, welcome to the session 5 of SQL. In the last session, we discussed the DDL, DML and DQL commands. Today we will work on DCL and TCL commands. Okay, so let's see first what DCL commands are. Okay, so DCL commands or TCL language, like data communication language or data communication commands. What are they used for? They are used for data security. Okay, they are used for data security in a multiple user database environment. Okay, where in a database environment wherein we have multiple users. Okay, so two types of DCL commands are grant and revoke. Okay, and who uses these commands? Only database administrators or owners of the database object or owners of the database object. Database object means table, view, or stored procs and sequences. Okay, stored procs and views, we will be seeing this as well. Okay, in later part of the videos. Now, what is SQL grant command? SQL grant is a command used to provide access or privileges on the database objects to the users. Database objects, we already know it can be table, view, or stored procedures, and it is used to provide access. Okay, it is used to provide accesses. It can be all access, executive access, or select access. Okay, that is what is meant by privilege. Okay, on object it can be table, view, or stored procedure. Okay, to username, public, or role name. So this is the syntax of the grant. Okay, it is used to provide accesses. So now let's see what revoke command is. SQL revoke command is the opposite of grant. It is used to remove the permissions. Okay, you can remove specific permissions or you can remove all the permissions. Okay, or you can remove all the permissions from a particular user. Okay, but since these DCL commands are only used by database administrators or owners or someone who has that authority to give permissions, access permissions, or revoke the permissions. Okay, this is not used by a normal developer, like whether it is data engineer or data scientist, Python developer or SQL developer. They do not have the permission to use these commands. Like even if you try to run this, it will throw error that it will say that you do not have permission for grant. Okay, because these are given to only the high level people who owns the database. Okay, so since we won't be using these commands, let's not invest time on demoing this grant and revoke. Okay, so we will move on to TCL commands. Okay, so what TCL commands are means transaction control language or transaction control command. Okay, but why we took this, because it's always why we took DCL commands as like we are not using it, still we are seeing what it is, right? Because it is important to know like what these commands do, because considering the interviews or other scenarios, okay, rare scenarios, where these commands, they might ask you like what these commands are, do you know what these commands are? So at least you will have the basic idea of these commands. Okay, so that's why I took this grant and revoke commands as well. Okay, now transaction control language. So we have three: commit, rollback, and save point. Okay, this commit is used to permanently save the changes made within a transaction. Okay, permanently save. So whenever you are running a query in a database, we will see this. Whenever you are running a query in a database, initially they are temporarily saved in a temporary space in a database. Okay, let's see this practically. So let's create a table. I already have this here ready. So I will create this table. Okay, so table product created. Okay, table product is created. Now what I will do is I will insert some values. I've kept this ready so that I do not waste your time, like typing this all these queries, and we can cover more of our syllabus. Okay, so I will run this query. Okay, And there was one more thing here, within a transaction, made within a transaction. Okay, to save the changes made within a transaction. This is also is within a transaction. This command, save point command, is also like within a transaction. Okay, I will explain you what this is. See, now I am running this query, right? These two insert statements. See, one row inserted, one row inserted, right? Even if I run another queries here, update, delete, like delete statement, okay, whatever it is. And after that, I enter commit. Okay, I'm now what I will do is I won't be committing it now, not right now. But whenever you run these insert statements initially and then you run commit, this is called one transaction. But if you run another insert or update statement after commit, then that is another transaction. That is considered as another transaction. Okay. So we have already inserted the rows. Now let's see what it shows. Okay. I will run select star from product. Okay. I will copy this here. So because we have to run this select query again and again. No? See, now here you can see these two records, laptop and mobiles, right? But these records are not permanently stored in the database. These are temporarily stored till now, like, because we have not committed it, correct? So now if I roll back this, roll back means I'm going to discard this. Okay, I will roll back the fire rollback command and let's see what happens. Rollback complete, right? Now run this query. See, there are no records. Why? Because we roll back. We rolled back. Rolled back means what it will do, whatever you have inserted into the table, it will go away because they were temporarily stored into the database structure. This is the database structure. They were temporarily stored into the database structure. But at the same time, if you now see we don't have records, now I will insert them again. Okay, again one row inserted. Now see. Still, now you can see the records, but still they are temporarily saved. Like they are not permanently saved into the database. Now I will fire commit command. Commit complete. Now they are permanently stored into the database. Now, even if you run rollback command, see, I will run this rollback command here. Rollback is complete, right? Now run this select star from product. Understood? Still the records are there. Why? Because you committed those records. You permanently saved those records into the database. So even if you roll back, try to roll back these statements, it won't work because they are already permanently stored into the database after commit. Understood? Now what I will do, I will erase this. Let this commit be here. Okay. Now what I will do, I will run few more insert statements. I already made them ready for you. Okay. I will copy this. Okay. I will paste it here. But you people need to practice this. Okay. You people don't uh, copy and paste unless you get the confidence that, oh, yes, I can do this now. Okay, I'm good at creating tables and inserting statements, updating or deleting statements. Okay, see, now I will run this queries, insert statements, one row inserted. Now you will see 4 records into the table, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 records. But now if you roll back, what will happen? 2 records, first and 2, product ID 1 and 2 are permanently stored, but 3 and 4, we didn't run the commit command yet. So if you roll this back, if you fire the rollback command, what will happen? These 2 records will go away. Rollback is complete. Now, if you fire this select command, what will happen? Only the permanent data is there, but the temporary data is gone because of the rollback command. Okay, this is one transaction. This is one transaction. This is a separate transaction, right? So, but if you took this commit here, this will become one transaction. Understood what transaction is? Okay. So I will keep it here only. Now you have understood what commit is and what rollback does. What is the role of them? I know how it works. Okay. Now let's move towards save point. Okay. I will erase this. Now what I will do? See, since these are already committed and permanently stored into the database, save point is of no use here. Why do we use save point? So that if there is some error, like if there are a lot of transactions in real scenarios, right? Like lots of insert statements, update statements, like thousands of or hundreds of insert statements will be there. So you want at a certain point that if anything goes wrong, I want to roll back to that point rather than going entirely to the start. Okay, rather than going entirely to the start of the work or the start of the insert statement, you want like some part of your work to be saved, and then you can roll back to where the error has occurred. Okay, so this is where save point is useful. See, you this is the command save point ABC. Okay, so you have to give this name. Number doesn't work here, you have to give like characters. Okay, so what we are doing here is I will run this command. Okay, we have how many records? We have 2 records only. I will fire this command again, insert statements. Okay, now we have like 4 records, right? Now we have 4 records again. Then I will run this command save point to ABC. Save point created. See, now what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to do that if anything goes wrong after this, I can come back to this point, and because these records are saved, because I've created save point here, I can come back to this point. Rather than running all these commands again and again, I can come to this point. Let me show you. Okay, let me run one more insert statement here. I will copy this. Okay, this again I will run this insert statement. Now we have like 6 records. Now we have like 5 records. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, refrigerator and keyboard also came in. Okay, now we have 5 points, 5 records. Now I will again run this save point. I will do this as XYZ. Okay, now I am creating another save point here. Save point created, right? Now what I'm trying to do is I'm creating a save point for this transaction, and I am creating a save point for this transaction. Those are separate transactions, and this is like separate only. But this save point, this is already committed. Even if you didn't commit now, what this save point will do, this save point will save all your changes before this. Means all your 4 statements before ABC are safe. If anything goes wrong, you can come back to this point. These records are saved. Let me show you. Okay, save point is created again here. So XYZ is also created. Let me see. Fire this again. Okay, save point is created. Now what I will do, I will roll back this. This save point is the last one. So if you come back to this, these statements are safe. These statements are safe. Okay, but if you come to this point, these statements will be discarded. This, because it is after this. You are saving till here only. You are saving this only, not this one. If you come to this, let me show you. Okay, now let's run. You know that you have 5 records. Okay, now what I will do, roll back to, this is the syntax for roll back to save point XYZ. See, run this command. Okay, rollback is complete. What I did, I came to this point, but all records are before this only. This is before this. So this, no harm will happen to any of the records. So even if you run this query, all records are as it is. But what will happen if you come down to ABC? Consider that some error occurred here. Okay, so what you will do, you will come here, no, to this point, roll back to this point. I want you to roll back to this point, and you will then correct this error and then rerun this script. Rerun this script only, not the entire script. Let me come back to roll back to save point ABC. See, now I will run this command. Rollback complete. Now what has happened? like these are temporarily saved into the database. We didn't run their commit command. So this was temporarily saved. So you rolled back to ABC. So this is gone, right? This is gone because you rolled back. You didn't roll back to this, you rolled back to this ABC. So now you will have only 4 commands, four records. That keyboard record will go away. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. That keyboard is gone. Correct? So this is how save point is used. Okay, save point are useful when you have lot of transactions, like a lot of records to update, insert. Then you create save points at certain points in the same way we did it here. Like if anything wrong goes here, if there are 100 statements after this, after ABC, and if in any of the records something goes wrong, then we can roll back to this point and run these 100 scripts again, rather than running all of these scripts, all of these scripts. Okay, so this is how save point is used. Okay, now we have covered like DCL and TCL commands both. Okay, so let's finish it off for today because we have covered all the SQL commands. Okay, see here we have covered all the SQL commands. We have covered DTL also, DML also, DCL also, TCL and DQL, all the commands. Okay, so I will request everyone to practice this in the next session, to practice this because these are the most important and these are used in your day-to-day activities even if you go in any of the projects. Okay, mostly used commands are DDL, DML and DQL commands. So these are used in your day-to-day activities. Even if it is a production bug or it is if someone asks you to write a query to create a report, okay, any kind of a report that client has requested. So these commands are only used over here with other advanced SQL, which we are going to cover in the next sessions. Okay, so after this, I'm going to in the next session, you will have the installation video. Okay, Oracle database installation and SQL development, this, so that you and me will be working on the same environment. This is the better environment because you can see tables also here, right? See, tables you created, you can see it over here. Okay, so let's finish off this today. See you in the next session. Thank you.